there, I'm Derek Shumway, your podcast host and founder of DollarProbs LEDs. Today is Thursday, September 24th, 2020, and I am joined here by a couple of great people today.
Hi guys, I'm Matt Johansson. Used to be the one and only intern of Derek, but since last week we've got a new intern here.
Hi, my name is Adam. I'm the new intern. This is my first week. Excited to tell you guys a little bit about myself.
Yes, and this should work better because we've got a new microphone. This was expensive, I feel like. Well, I don't know. It's not that bad. It was like $50 or $60. But I tested it this morning. I think it works out good. And I think it's better than these. Not that these are bad, but we also have our masks on to be safe for coronavirus because we are do you feel like so far we're safe and compliant business of team of business of three now? And so I don't know. So we've got our masks on. So but this should pick it up easier so we can all talk and hear each other better. But like you heard, we've got a new intern. So there's three of us. There's me, there's Matt, and there's Adam. And so we're gonna have Adam share a little bit about himself so we can know who he is because we've already learned a little bit about Matt and we'll obviously know about all of us as time goes on. So talk to us, Adam, where you're from and like what your story is, where you're in school and stuff.
All right. So I'm from Southern California. I've been in Utah for about 3 years. I'm a senior at the local university, Utah Valley, and just been working the grind for the past couple of years and decided to get an internship, to help me move forward with my career.
Yeah, that is good. So the grind here, when you said, and you're senior, so, and you're a senior too, right, Matt?
Yes.
Okay, so we're all seniors. We will all have served our time in the educational system when April rolls around. So we're like on the same page just about.
Yeah.
Have you two ever had any classes together?
I don't think so.
Have you seen each other before on campus?
Possibly. I mean, I used to work at the Costa Vida right here on campus. So
you see a lot of students.
I see everyone.
Yeah, I love Costa Vida, so I've been there a lot.
Are kids ever like, did you make my food,
Yeah, it's worse when it's professors.
Oh, that's super awkward.
Professors are like, hey, thanks for the food today. I'm like, no, please don't mention it again.
I would be like, I will give you extra sour cream and guacamole if you give me an extension or if you give us a free pass on homework or something. That's how I feel like. I'd try to bargain with them. Make a deal.
Yeah.
Be a shark.
I didn't ever use that to my advantage, but I guess I could.
Yeah. So now what are your majors again? Because I obviously have them on file from the resumes, but I don't remember. But we'll also say it again for our listeners too. Let's start with you, Matt.
Yeah, so my major here is business management.
Business management,
business.
any emphasis or? Okay.
No.
And what's been like one of your favorite classes so far?
One of my favorite classes was one of my marketing classes. A lot to do with the marketing that really interested me. I really liked that aspect, and I just had a really great professor that helped me learn a lot in that class and really just changed the way I looked at things. So.
Oh, now okay. I just noticed you've got a U of U sticker on your laptop. So are you a Ute fan? Are you supporting? Are you anti-BYU? Is what I'm trying to figure out here.
I wouldn't say anti-BYU.
You just favor the U better?
I favor the U, yeah.
Okay.
My parents both went there, so I'm a huge Utah fan.
Oh, okay. Well, now that makes sense. Okay. Now my dad went to the U, but they also both went to BYU as well. So we're obviously both biased. Now, what are you? You can be the tiebreaker. So I'll root for BYU. Matt's going to root for the U. What about you, Adam?
So actually, I root for USC.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm from Southern California, so.
From SoCal.
Yeah.
Do people say that?
Yeah, that's actually.
Is that
it sounds a lot better than when
SoCal?
people are like Cali. Like lots of people will be like, "Oh, we're going to like Cali," and it's like, just don't say that when you're there.
Okay.
Just say like either SoCal. Northern California people will call it NorCal,
Okay.
Kind of just depends.
Do you know how to surf?
I've actually never been surfing. I don't know, I've never really been an interest of mine. I prefer more to, Yeah, I just prefer to more like boogie board and body surf, that sort of thing.
Okay.
But
That's advanced stuff to me. Do you do that, Matt?
I've never done anything.
Okay.
Like
Have
that.
you skied before?
No, I've never.
You haven't
actually
skied, not even in like junior high?
Nope, never.
Oh, no, I skied like 3 times through junior high and like scouts and stuff there. But then you're like people, they're like, oh, but you're from Utah and they have the greatest snow on earth. I'm like, yeah, but that's just not us. That's the touristy stuff. We're up there and stuff. Okay, now what's your major, Adam?
so I'm business management as well.
And you two haven't been in a class together. You're
Yeah,
the same major
I
and you're at
mean-
the end. Maybe you might be next spring.
I mean, the past year I've been pretty much online for most of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I prefer it. It's a lot easier. It's a lot more my time type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I can work more, so that's
Yeah.
a plus. And then as far as like a class, that was interesting. Honestly, I really liked like the financial and managerial accounting.
You know, I did not like that. Well, I liked it, but I didn't do good at it.
Yeah,
I should clarify that.
It's not exactly my favorite, but I feel like it's just like a nice tool to know. And
Mm-hmm.
I ended up being like, I would say I was pretty good at it. So I was like, you know what? that is a better skill to know, I would say.
That is fantastic. Well, you'll be pleased to know that this beautiful company, $Probs, comes with plenty of baggage, with a beautiful... Do you remember how much it is, Matt? Our net loss
14.
of $14,000. Well, I mean, you can call it net loss, or can you call it development costs and stuff?
I guess.
But that's like a new company phase, so then do you start a new quarterly year and stuff, or that's where we're coming from. Zero revenue.
Is that from the old?
That is from the old one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not liable for that. I'm liable for that. And the previous interns are not liable for that. And you said you had a connection with the previous intern from last semester.
Yeah.
Well, spring semester of this year at UVU.
Yeah, he was my roommate. He's actually getting married here in about a month.
Oh, yes, yeah. I saw that.
I was supposed to be like one of his groomsmen,
Mhm.
but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it out there because
Corona?
Well, just I took a lot of like vacation days for my other friend's wedding.
Oh,
and
okay.
so-
Well, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
Good kid. I liked him. I liked all the interns and stuff there. And I think that's funny. I had no idea you guys were connected. I just barely saw that before
Yeah.
looking at Facebook. So
yeah.
that is good. So the purpose of this podcast again here is that each week when we meet on Thursdays afternoons and stuff there, is we record our meetings so that we also have a record to kind of be accountable, but also for maybe kind of a resume booster, but just a cool thing to say, yeah, like there's a podcast happening, and this is following the exact progress of what this little startup company of light bulbs does each week. So anyone that listens to it knows as much as we do. And I've told other people, I said, if we have a bad week, then they know we had a bad week. If we have a good week, then they know we had a good week and stuff there. So it's just kind of this live following, your wannabe TLC documentary show or something like that there to follow along. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought maybe we should do like another branch and have because I really want to make another channel of all these other like student entrepreneurs, your friends and buddies who've made businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And just have them talk about how they started it, whether it's just them in their garage and by themselves, or if they only made like 3 customer sales or something. But just talk about. There's a couple of businesses. There's a short list I've got of people I want to bring on and stuff, like guests or something. I don't know. There could maybe like a whole other series. Speaking of podcasts, I did get the emails. This now is on like Amazon and iHeartRadio, and then like 2 others that were like no name things I've never heard of. So this is basically pushed, when we publish it, it's pushed to every major and minor podcast. There's like, 15 of them or something like that there. So this includes the heavyweights like the Apple iTunes podcast, Google podcasts, and like Spotify or SoundCloud and things like that stuff there. Maybe not Spotify, I can't remember. But so I want to jubilantly share that we bought our first 100 light bulbs. Which actually, I thought of it, it's actually not 100 probably, because I actually don't know how many you bought. So I bought, last week we decided, Adam, that we would buy some light bulbs to help kind of righteously pressure us to make progress and stuff there. So this is a light bulb we got here. This is what, I just bought a single one just to show. what it is here. This is what we hope to sell as we spin the wheels of retail arbitrage by buying things for X amount of dollars at a retailer and selling it for X amount of dollars again in another market and stuff there. Many articles written on that and stories that you can read about people who do this all the time. So this is our classic 60-watt soft light non-dimmable bulb, and it claims it will save you $6.15 a year. So I was like, wow, if you times that by like 20, what is that? $200 something, right? You could you theoretically say, oh yeah, you could save like $200 on your electricity bill if your electricity bill is like what, 100? Well, it'd probably be at least 100 in the summer. I mean, how much do you guys pay for electricity when you split it in your apartments?
I pay mine straight up, and so ours ends up being like 1 to 110-ish.
Okay, and that's split between like the four of you?
No, it's just me and my girlfriend. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what about you, Matt?
I've just started paying utilities where I'm living, and it's usually like the past couple months it's been between like 140, 150, split between three of us.
Okay, so 140. Okay, if we just call it $100 a month, and that's just I guess we're at summertime, so maybe it might be higher. So that's $100. No, is that $1,200 for a year approximately? So then maybe like half of that is what, $600 for your semester or something. And then if this is $6 and what is it? $6.15. Here, you can hold the light bulb and pass it around. It's also shatter resistant. We're gonna have to try and break
Should
one.
we test it?
Yeah, I actually was like, I'm gonna buy another one, and we can like break it to see how strong it is. Or maybe I'll bring like 2 more next week so you guys can like play with them at home and see. But it's plastic, but then it might not be full plastic. I can't tell because I think it would still like be pokey if it broke and like a glassy type thing. But it can definitely withstand more, hits and stuff than another light bulb. So that's our light bulb here. We're going to have to learn all the numbers on this here because this is super fascinating. I spent like 20 minutes at the store looking at the light bulbs when I bought these. So we're going to go over the cost of the bulbs that we bought here and what we think we should sell them for. Now, I did this thing. I'll pull this up here. You may have seen this here, guys, on our Google Docs here in the Finances folder. I made this fancy chart that I think is outdated and not relevant anymore, and I feel bad because I spent too much time on it. This was showing, so at the beginning this was different packages, options, like on the menu, the first option, second option. It would cost the customer this much money, this is how many LEDs they would like, how many LEDs they would get, and if I can't even remember what these numbers at the top means. It's like we would have to sell 100 of these $49 packages to break even. And I can't remember why it's 100 and why it goes down. It made sense but if I remember.
Once upon a time.
That's probably not good if your boss is like, I don't even remember what this is for. But then I broke it down and stuff. This was like for people because we had looked at like the commission type stuff. We thought, okay, there's like zero as a company to like recuperate the cost because if we spend $49, it basically costs the customer $4.9 per bulb. The intern costs like the wages, the expenses. So what is that, a credit or debit? That's a credit of employee wages or something in accounting. And then it costs us $10 because we are selling a pack of 10 light bulbs that we hope to get for $1. And then there's a company profit of $5. So there's 3 of us, so it'd be like, if this is right, it's $11 is what each person would get and stuff. And if there were like 10 people working, then everyone gets 3. And then it goes down to other packages where if you were going to sell like 30 LEDs, between 10 people, you'd get like $7. They're just rounded to make them even numbers, even though the exact amounts are slightly off. So there are all these packages. Even it came down to like 50 LEDs. If someone... Very, very rare. I don't think that would happen, but then it would be like, the more people, it goes down, but I thought that might help. That's kind of how it goes and stuff there. Same thing with like extra different bulbs if they were fancier bulbs, or dimmable bulbs, or this emergency kit thing that we'll think about here and stuff. So looking at the numbers here and stuff, I did my cost analysis of just the ones I bought. So I bought these round bulbs. Is that what I call them? The round LEDs. And then Matt bought the cones, is what we call it. Cones are the floodlights and stuff. So, for light bulb expertise here, Adam, our goal was to find light bulbs that we could get for under $1 per bulb. And on average, if this makes sense, if this is still in line here, Matt, you can correct me if I'm not right there. A bulb costs about $2 to $4, roughly, maybe $3-ish at the store. An LED, these are all LED bulbs. We're not doing incandescent or halogen or whatever those weird ones are or stuff there. And so we thought, okay, if we can buy a bulb for under $1 and then sell it for 3 or 4 times as much, which is about in line with what you can buy on average, and then deliver it, then maybe that, might be worth it and stuff there. So I bought these in packs of 12 because this was like $1.50 or something by itself. But if that's just because it's one. But in the packs of 12, that's where it was the cheapest. So buying it in bulk and stuff there. Overall, I think the actual unit price was like $9 and something cents, like $9.99. But with tax, we're just taking the overall cost there. So a pack of 12 cost $10.69 divided by 12. Came out to 89 cents per bulb. So we made our goal there of below $1. And then I was going to ask Matthew what these other numbers were and stuff. So how many comes in the cone and stuff?
So the cone ones that I bought, the cone ones are more expensive, so I don't know if we want to reconsider that, but they came in packs of 8.
Of 8. Okay, I've got an 8 there.
And then let's see. I have exactly how much So I bought 3 packs of those, so
Okay.
about 24 total, and the cost with tax was $48.17.
$48.17.
And so it ended up being like $2.01 per bulb for the floods.
Is that the exact number, 48.1 divided by 8?
48.17. So that was for 24 of them.
Oh,
Because I bought 3.
okay,
I bought 3
so
packs.
they're in packs of 8, and then you bought, okay.
3 of them. So I don't remember the exact price per 8.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. What number did I put 24 here?
24.
24, okay. Okay, so for 24.
48.17. So it was 2.006. But so it's $2.01.
Oh, okay. 2.01.
For, For the flood bulbs.
The
So more
flood
expensive than and that's from Walmart, and those were the cheapest ones.
So these are the
taking into
cheapest
account-
bulbs.
Yeah, taking into account shipping and stuff from Amazon or 1000bulbs.com.
Okay.
So the cheapest we could get it was $2 per
It's 2.1.
flood bulb.
What an interesting, not discrepancy, but difference
Yeah.
here. So my question was, so now we figured out our 12 bulbs cost 89 cents for 24 of them, or even for 8, because they came in a pack of 8,
Yeah.
2.01 per bulb. Okay. Well, now if this is our cheapest option, then it would probably have to be that we stick with that, I guess, unless, because you said considering shipping and stuff, because if you just pick it up, because if we bought it for 1,000 bulbs or Amazon, then it would be more.
It would be
which is
more, yeah,
higher.
taking into fact the shipping costs.
Okay. And do you know if these are the standard ones, are these great value?
Yeah.
60 watts,
Yeah, they were the great
non-dimmable?
value.
Okay.
60 watt
The Walmart
standard
brand.
ones, yep.
Which, I don't know, I'm okay with it because a light bulb's a light bulb and stuff in this. And this is one of the items, a light bulb, where I don't think the brand would matter as much. I don't know, now Matt, you work in pharmaceuticals and stuff there. What's your opinion on generic versus brand medication and stuff there?
My
Is it
opinion
worth
is
it?
that
When is it not worth it? I don't know.
My opinion is that it's really the same. I have no problem with generic versus brand. Some people swear there's a difference and will only take the brand stuff, and so maybe some people buying light bulbs do that. But I think generic is just as good as brand.
When I graduate and am not a poor student, I feel like I'll be able to splurge on the brand
On the
name
brand.
stuff, name brand stuff, and not feel so. What about you, Adam? Do you have feelings towards generic and non-generic?
No, I I'm a broke college student, so I literally just always am whatever's cheapest. Whatever, actually, literally, like, whatever is the best value, you know? Like,
I love great value for some things, maybe too many things.
yeah, sometimes I'll just buy something that's great value just because it is great value, not even because I need it.
But it is a great value, though, really. I mean, I was like, wow, like $6? Where did it say $6? That's a lot of money, I feel like. That adds up. That adds up quite a bit, actually. And it will only cost you, estimated, $1.08. So, costs $1, but saves $6. So your net is $5 or something like that. So my next question was, do you guys think in this pack, so it looks like this is, okay, so this is like a pack of 12, and this is a pack of 8 here and stuff. I thought it was similar and stuff. I didn't realize it was an 8, but that's okay. We can figure it out. So I was like, should we sell these in what this is set up as? Like in these rounded numbers where it's like 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50. So it's like this. Or like per pack, because it's just easier to give someone a box. You don't have to, because we don't have like packaging to like give them 13, or we'd have to give them like an extra bulb, or, you know, have like the extra spare boxes so we don't keep paying for the little tiny bulbs and stuff there. Yeah, so it's like, should we do it in just their packs, like as they are at the store? You know, packs of 8, so there'd be like, I guess that'd be kind of this middle option. It'd be like 8, 16, 24, 32. I can't imagine it being a higher or lower range than that with people.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe 4 options there in between. That seems pretty standard there. So yeah, what do you think? Should we keep them in like, I guess this or this as they are, or like splice them if we feel like that's more attractive of a number to sell or something?
My thoughts are, as far as the 8, 16, 24 or the 12, 24 is, would people have an issue with you like being given a box that literally has like the great value name on it, and they're just like, oh, so they literally just went to Walmart themselves and picked it up?
Now, that's true. I've mentioned that before with Matt. Have you thought of any new ideas of how to combat that comment from a customer, potential customer?
Not really. Just your idea of maybe getting our own packaging done, or even just something simple like that.
Yeah.
We could do, because I thought the same thing. Like if we did it's easier to do it in the packages size of the 8, 16 or the 12, 24. But there'd be if we just gave them a box of great value. So that'd be easier to do that way, but if we could come up with our own packaging or did something similar where we could do 5, 10, 15, 20, that way we wouldn't have the packaging, that might be easier to sell.
Okay, so I'm sensing, I'm assuming, I'm thinking you would agree with this. This is easier, cheaper, this is harder, more expensive, but it would be seemingly easier to respond to because it's like your own thing and stuff there.
It's more appealing, I guess.
I agree with that there. It is challenging because I don't know the answer either, and that's why we'll have to try things out. But like I thought, yeah, like I guess we are upselling a product there, and I thought there are many companies that still have their sources and suppliers that they just have a different name slapped on it. But that makes a difference, the person, you know, because this is not. I don't believe this is a proprietary design. Like there's many light bulbs that are shaped like this that it could be any brand and stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, that even says great value like on the actual bulb. That's why we thought I keep thinking maybe we ought to do this next week here and stuff. Isn't that Alibaba stuff or some other? If we can find like a plain light bulb, but then even if it's not like super plain, then we can just take it out of its box and find a way to get some initial cheap packaging or something. I know one friend that could do it and stuff there to help you do that. I know a couple people. But obviously I think the biggest concern is like the cost, because then say we get a bulb that's, I don't know, somewhere between this range, which would be probably expected and stuff. Then to like add on like packaging, if you split that up between it might be like where it comes out to like anywhere from $1 to like $2 per bulb when you factor in the shipping or the materials and stuff. And now our net cost of a bulb, is say it just costs us like, if that's like $2 and this is like $4, then it's like, how are we going to find people to pay at least $4 for a bulb so we can cover what we just spent? And can we charge something to make a profit, or just at least give you a commission and make it seem like it's worth it for them to pay, $6 a bulb? So 6 times 12, that's like $72. It's like, do you want to pay? Can we find is our packaging going to be worth it that we can charge $72 for a bulb package right here at 12? How do you feel about that? That's tough, isn't it? I mean, knowing this, it's tough.
So that's $6 a bulb. Oh no, wait.
And this is all hypothetically speaking.
Yeah,
course,
so that'd be $6 a bulb. Because 72 divided by a packaging of 12.
No, it'd be like if it was. This is assuming it cost us $4, but then we'll make $2, which is like split between 3 people. I don't even know what 2 divided by 3 is theoretically, like that. So that'd be hard because I thought if our goal is to get a bulb for $1, if we bought it for $1, then maybe we want to sell it for there's 3 of us and a company-ish. Well, I was like, okay, maybe at least 3 because we're operating on thin margins. So that means, the customer is paying $2 upcharge or something like that there. Oh, sorry, no, we'd have to do this for at least 4 if we wanted to recover all of that. So it'd be like 4. So then it's like Matt, Adam, Derek, and then the 4th one is to pay back their costs. So we don't come in under. So we don't buy it here and sell it for below, because that would that gap is where you get into trouble with debt and stuff and not making your money back. So we would have to sell for at least $4, which again that's in line approximately with the more expensive bulbs like the Sylvanias and Philips and those brighter bulbs and dimmable bulbs and stuff. Now that could be disguised behind nice packaging. So then if you bring that down with just the round bulbs, you've got $4 times 12, so that's like our $49 plan. These are proposed plans, where it will cost the customer $49, which we break it down to them and say, well, don't think of it as like $50 you got to shell out. This is $4.99 is what you're paying for this bulb. Even though internally it's going to cost for the interns $34, cost us $10 to buy the 10 bulbs, or the $12 to buy the 12 bulbs. So that's kind of where we're at, is figuring out how to grapple between this issue of pricing and stuff, which I think is so interesting, but then it's a challenge. What do you feel like so far and stuff? Thoughts, good or bad, anything?
I would say initially, maybe you need to, the initial margins would have to be smaller, just because, if someone's like, oh, I'm getting a $4 bulb here, or I just go to the local Walmart and get
now,
$1.
Adam, do you really want to go to the local Walmart where you have to wear a mask, you have to find parking?
I mean, no, I'm not saying
it's hot outside.
I'm not saying
right
it's
now.
a bad idea. I'm just saying,
if
there
you got
is someone,
kids, do you want to strap them in the car and take your kids and have them have their mask and chase them around the store? That's the trade-off. Is why would you buy it from us when you can buy it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
But then and that's maybe an argument. That's the best thing I can think of is you got to strap your kids in and you got to put your mask on and go down yourself in the traffic. But then the customer might come back and say, but Adam, I don't want to buy your bulb still because I'll just get on my own Walmart.com and order it myself and ship it to my house for the same price that you get it for. Then how do we do that? How do we compete against that claim? My first hypothesis is that we are hoping that the consumer is unaware and uninformed, that they don't. Yeah, doesn't that sound bad? But it's hoping that they don't know how much light bulbs cost. They have no idea. They have not done this stuff that we will have done in comparing these bulbs. They won't have any idea. I don't think they will, unless they're an expert. Well, I went Saturday and spent 20 minutes looking at light bulbs and stuff there. That would be really weird. But then we're hoping, assuming that they don't know, that they're unaware of the cost. And then we'll just say, well, it's going to cost you $4 if you buy a Phillips, and but we'll save you money and sell you this that's a little bit cheaper. And don't focus on the price. Let's not focus $40 for them. Let's focus on we're going to save you. You buy 12 bulbs or 2 in each light fixture in the kid's bedroom or whatever, in your roommate's bedroom and 1 in the bathroom or something like that. I mean, you're looking at over $100 of savings a year. That's like paying yourself $100. So is that worth it to, pay whatever per bulb and stuff? If we can focus on the savings, these great savings, and calculate this and have a sheet that we can to spat off numbers, because I'm assuming we would have to we'd have to be smarter than them.
Yeah.
And be aware and it's like we want to position our little light bulb that we've got here as the best value for them, the greatest value light bulb, and then point to all these other bulbs and stuff like that there. I don't even know what that is, but and just say this is super expensive. It's gonna cost you all sorts of money, these big expensive bulbs, and I don't know, inflate, or just focus on saying, well, you could buy 4 or you could buy 10 of these for double the price, and yeah, they might be more effective, but then you just want to focus on price and say, well, it's going to cost you a lot more money, consumer. You don't want to do that. Just stick with their happy little small bulb that's only going to cost $4.99. It's pretty doable. What's a lunch? Can you spare your family's dinner night out or something for the family to get 12 bulbs and then save 100 plus, and then you can go out to eat even more if you want. So that's kind of my thinking, is convincing them on these numbers, is knowing how much you're going to save. We'll have to crunch that and run it there so we can make these claims. Does this make sense so far? Or it's a challenge. I don't know the answer, but I mean,
it makes sense. It is challenging, but it makes sense.
Now, if we can I thought it might be good just to try pushing how it's cheap and economic, how we'll save you so much money and just give you a brand that we have great value bulbs and stuff. Maybe they might buy that. And if we lose them and they're I don't care, I'm just going to buy it myself. Well, unless we have a compelling argument to run the numbers beforehand so that we can outsmart them honestly and ethically, then we might have to let it go with them and stuff. And then if we can make some money from this, then we can shore up some money to do this, maybe, with packaging. Or even if it's this in packaging and stuff. I should inquire and stuff. I will inquire some people. Do you guys know anyone that does packaging and stuff like that? Graphic designer, artist?
No,
They're called, I can't remember what they're called. They're called brand designers or something.
I have one buddy. I mean, he lives up in Oregon, so I'd have to FaceTime him or something. But
I mean, would it be worth it to go to Walmart and buy plain boxes that have Walmart's logo on them, and somehow cover it green and DollarProbs logo, and get some other here's the inside look of the box. Get some other little cardboard things you can order on Amazon or something, that way you can place the bulbs in them. And then we can slap a sticker on top that says DollarProbs, and maybe that, as simple as it is, with or if you can just find a green box online. Can you buy a 50 count, 100 count box of, let's do that. Let's look at that. Look into that. Or right now, if someone wants to just hop on and see if they can see, is there a 100 count thing of green boxes? And we'll figure out the insides later. 100 count green box packaging that you think could fit 12 light bulbs or 10 light bulbs. And if that, then we could maybe order stickers and just slap a DollarProbs sticker on it, and then there we go. We have our own product that we can justify for $4 at least.
Mm-hmm.
So each of us gets $1, and we recuperated the $1 we spent paying for the bulb. And then this would have to be double to account for this.
But what about the cost of the box and the other packaging?
Oh yeah, so then we'd have to divide that into each package too. So if this is if it comes out to 75 cents per thing, then you do 75 add on to So times 69 plus 0.75 per box. So it's like 11 something, and then this increases like 95 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have like a sticker, like a printed, something cheap to put on to show it's our logo, DollarProbs LEDs, then we're pushing. Then this number is increasing to this price for what we have to pay, and then this number is increasing to like 4 and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
4 plus probably, plus or minus. Which I think is possible. We should look into that, actually. That should be a thing to look into. Are you seeing anything so far there, Matt? Is there any hope on green boxes? Like a cake box or, just those cheap, flimsy little, like a donut box or something. Can you find like a,
Yeah, and just, quick searching on Amazon, not much. There are like individual boxes you can get for 15 cents each that you could put like an individual light bulb in. So I'm sure there's other options.
Okay.
That's just a quick search finding that, and so that would add 15 cents to the cost.
Okay.
If you want to individually package each light bulb, but yeah, I can look more into that. And
If
see
both
what I
of you can
find.
look into that, then see what you can find, and we'll bring that
Mhm.
back next week. I'll say,
Okay.
okay, what did you find? Are there green boxes? Are there individual boxes? Are there big boxes, little boxes? Let's do a box search this next week. If you
Okay.
can, and we'll talk about that next week.
Do you also want to try to look at the lining too, or?
Yeah, something. Think of like, what could we stuff this with to make sure the light bulbs are safe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so look into that too if you can. Let's move on to the next thing here. Adam, talk to us about social media. What have you learned this past? And I don't know if you guys want to take a picture of this, if this helps inspire you, but hopefully it's clear that we know we need to look for some boxes this next week and get some numbers written down so we can share them next week. We'll have both of you share and we'll talk about it.
Okay. So as far as like social media goes, I looked at our Instagram page and I just saw the last couple posts that have been made. I'm not
Those
sure.
are what Matt did. He
Those
did a
are
great
Matt?
job,
Okay,
didn't
yeah.
he?
So I just kind of use those as like a general reference as to like what types of posts we were wanting to make.
Uh-huh.
And so what I did is I used that site that you referenced.
Pixabay?
Yeah, that one. And then I just got a few different pictures, all regarding like LED bulbs specifically. And so one post is kind of like saying like what an LED lighting is and like how it just kind of explains like what LED is.
Uh-huh.
And then another post is how like it saves on energy and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then
Which is great. That is great. There is, did you see, well, you can check this out later too, the, where is it, research, claims. This is like 45 pages, how long, 46, of claims and stuff that I compiled of information, like this is like the textbook for LEDs, the claims document. It has graphs, and it has tons of information, and I have all the sources too. I've cited everything so you can find it again. And it's got graphs at the end that you can use too for inspiration, which would be great.
Okay. And then just some more of them are just and then just more. One has to do with like a statistic that says LEDs are estimated to achieve a 61% penetration of the global lighting market.
Okay.
And it's basically just saying like hop on the trend of the rest of the world type of thing.
Do you know where that came from? Do you have the source?
Yeah, it's
for it?
Statista.com.
Perfect. Statista.
Yeah.
Statistica?
No.
Oh, okay. That's good. Keep the sources for always too.
And then this one says from BrandonGale.com, says the United States, 58% of Americans say they prefer LED bulbs over other types. For total lamp inventory of the U.S., the residential share of the market is 71%, and then it's just kind of like another LED is taking over the world. Because most of them are pretty much just like save energy to help save the earth type thing.
Yeah.
Those
That's
types
great.
of posts.
That is what we want. That's what we need to. Yeah, that's good stuff. Positive stuff about light bulbs. So, Yeah, finish that up and keep working on that there because we'll take a look at the pictures. We always want to make sure that they're not duplicated, that we haven't used the picture already. And stuff.
Okay.
So that's great. Thank you, Adam, there. I guess briefly, because we're almost at our 45 minutes here, Matt, what have you learned from our social media metrics? I had you compile kind of where we're at right now so that when it's the end of the semester, we'll do it again, and we'll see how much we grew or shrunk across the channels. Just maybe share with us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so
It doesn't have to be all of it, just
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah, and looking from our statistics, our insights for our
Yeah.
social media from the past, Facebook does 28 days, but the others are past 30 days.
Uh-huh.
There's, on the Facebook pages, there's about 190 followers and subscribers on the DollarProbs.com, and then on the DollarProbs there's 170, give or take. It's been a while since anything's been posted, and so as we've been posting this past week on those, views have gone up a little bit, and the post reach, it shows you percentages of how much they've gone up. So those have gone up just because it hasn't been posted on in a while. So that's good that we are getting some engagement.
Yeah.
And I don't know, compared to what you were getting before, how that compares.
There is an old metric sheet on our. Maybe I took it off.
Oh, really? Maybe
I'll
can
get
look
it
at
back
that
up
and
later if you could to look at it. It's
we can
interesting
see how we compare now to then.
from the previous semester.
And then in just looking at Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, even Pinterest, there is a bit of a discrepancy between how many people we are following, especially on Instagram and Twitter, versus how many people are following us. So that's something to try and fix, get more following on Instagram, Twitter, and then Pinterest, where we've had the most success, maybe.
Where are the numbers on that right now?
So Pinterest monthly viewers are 11,000, impressions 8.9 thousand, audience 8.1 thousand, and then engagements 131, and engaged audience 110.
That is good. Now, I just saw here it's called the Spring 2020 metric. So that's from before and then follows the current one for now. So we'll fill out the second column later. Our Pinterest was like viral. It had, its heyday, it was like 223,000 views a month. So, I mean, wow, like that. Now it's dropped down to like 4,000 or something, or 2,000, what you said there, or 45, I can't remember, but I hope we can reverse that, actually. We're down to like the last little bit, and I forgot to mention at the beginning. I feel so bad now because no one's going to make it to the end here and stuff. I'm like, there's these ads that we'll cut in and stuff, but I figured out how to make it so the ad doesn't come in the very beginning. We can just kind of slide it in there and just randomly go as an ad, but I should have timed it so we could like say, oh, by the way, in like 10 seconds, it's going to be cut off to an ad. Don't panic, just stay there, because we get like 2 pennies per ad that plays, or 2 pennies per click or per impression from the Spreaker website, which I'll show it to you after here when we debrief and stuff. But I think and this next week will be good and busy, and I think our work is cut out. But how do you two feel about it so far? Do you feel kind of up to speed or seeing? I mean, this is still quite at the beginning and stuff, so you're still at good, levels.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting it. I feel like I understand like what's going on, and maybe not exactly showing all the numbers and everything, but I'll get there.
That's good. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I feel good with it all.
Okay.
Caught up.
Awesome. Well, I think we'll conclude until next week. We'll go over the stuff for next week, and then I think we'll be good to go. So, again, this is the DollarProbs. I guess we're going to call it the DollarProbs LED podcast. It's on the DollarProbs Startup Company podcast, but hope you have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next time.